Good morning, or good afternoon, whatever the time may be that you're going to be watching this. I want to share with you something that happened to me actually this morning. I was having one of those restless nights of sleep. I was tossing and turning, and I couldn't get my mind rested. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. Sometimes you just get woken up from a bad dream, and oftentimes your mind drifts away to different things, and it's hard to really calm all the voices down in your head to just be still in your soul and in your spirit, and just try to take that moment of time that it needs to be taken to be able to close your eyes again and to go to sleep. What thoughts that went through my mind is not really the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is the verse that kept on nagging away at my mind and my heart. Sometimes verses, if you study them and you know them and it becomes a part of you, sometimes verses can keep you up as well. Sometimes verses can be repeated so much that you that you try to seek for the reason why it's going on in your mind and your heart. And that's when prayer happens. When you try to seek and find out exactly why those verses are nagging away at your mind. So we're going to go over those verses. And I'm going to share with you what helped me to sleep last night. And if you're going through something in your life that's keeping you awake, I pray that this can help you as well. The verses that kept me up comes from Isaiah chapter 55, and it's 8 and 9. So if you have your Bibles, it's Isaiah chapter 55, 8 and 9. It says, in verse 8, it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." The reason why those verses kept me up, the reason why those verses haunted me, I don't know if you can relate to what I'm about to say, but how many people here think that you know what's best? You can outline and say that this is right. This is good. This is good if this happens in this particular way. This is good if these things work in the order in which I've made them. Things should happen this way because it's better for other people. And somehow, some way, you're in the middle of this, and it's your decisions, it's your thoughts, and it's your ways, and that is better. Now, you might not be thinking that from a selfish standpoint. You might be thinking it as a standpoint that he would truly help other people, that you really, truly would help and build people up or educate them, or to help nourish them, or feed them, or educate them, or the things that you would want to have happen. It would happen if God just allowed it to. But this verse reminds us, simply stated, that his thoughts are higher than ours. And his ways is higher than ours. And he explains how high that is. And it says, "For as heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." So it's not just a simple, measurable way to define that his ways and his thoughts are better. It says it's higher than the heavens. Now, how high is that? I guess you could calculate. You could say, well, how far does the earth begin and the heavens start? You can calculate that, but it's out of reach. We understand present times that we're dealing with. We're dealing with immediate action, something that we can foresee in the future, something that we can calculate the results and the repercussions of certain actions. We can say, this is going to happen and this is going to be the result of it. And God's plan could be decades in the future, hours instead of minutes, days, weeks, months in advance of knowing exactly if your plan was going to work or if his plan was going to be better. It says his ways and his thoughts are higher. Now we back this up a little bit more. We can study a little bit, and this helps me out a little bit. In verse 6 it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Call upon him while he's near. I wonder how often we come to God with our plans and with our thoughts, our ways. How far in distance do we place God? It says to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. I need the help from God because I know that his thoughts is higher than my thoughts, and I know his ways is higher than my ways, so I'm going to seek him out. How often do we do that? How often do we seek God out for his help? And this, in verse 7, it may show us the reason why we don't. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let the wicked forsake his ways. We could say, well, this person is a very wicked, very vile person. And this person needs to forsake his ways. You can see this unrighteous person with his thoughts. This person's thoughts and his unrighteousness. It needs to be forsaken, the wicked of his ways and the unrighteousness of his thoughts. And it says, and let him return unto the Lord. Is it wicked to want to do things your way without seeking God first? I know better. My ways and my thoughts is higher. That would be considered wicked to God. Unrighteous. Would a righteous person act on his own accord? Or would he seek the Lord first? We don't want to see ourselves as wicked or unrighteous. We want things to happen in the way that we would like them to because we know what's best. But we don't categorize that as wicked or unrighteous. We just categorize that as we know better. But this says, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and our God, for he will abundantly pardon. One thing that I had to do, I was too busy focusing on myself. What I thought was better, what I thought, what I planned, and what I dreamed, and what I've hoped, and what I've prayed before about. I thought that I knew better than what God did. And this verses hit my attention that I had to read, and I realized that I was acting wickedly. I was acting unrighteously. And I had to ask God to have mercy on me and for him to forgive me. Lord, I did not seek you before I started feeling this way. Lord, I didn't come to you and ask certain things along the way. I did not seek your face, I only sought my own. So what I learned, it's not good to just isolate verses. It's not good to just think on certain verses, but what they entail. If God lays a verse on your heart, there's a reason and a purpose for it. May we seek the Lord while he is near. May we come to him open to what he has to say, because his ways is higher than our ways and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And my prayer is that we would not be wicked or unrighteous, looking at our own ways and our own thoughts, and not taking that attention to deserves the proper reverence first. If we seek him and his guidance and his direction, if we sought after him and things did not happen the way that we wanted it to, we can say with all assurance, indeed, your ways is higher than our ways, and your thoughts is higher than our thoughts. We might not know the plan, but we should seek his face before every interaction, while understanding he knows all and has everything planned out. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and I hope you have a good day.